Japan. And Harry Truman and said they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima, and they came out with a on the ship, and they wondered, is Calvin Gallup 628-85-35 aboard? Yes. Well, time to get ready. We're going home. You know, and when I came back from the States to get the other ship, they told me, they says, if you go back again, we need you. We'll be sure you're the first one to get home. And I thought, that's just a pile. But you know, they kept the word. And they did, but that was one of the greatest things. They came and took me off, and I came home. They put me on a ship, and I came home on a ship that next time. And
what was the name of the man that went in with you?
We went in. I went in with Wamigo, and he rode a bicycle from Topeka, and I wished I'd know his name. Now, his mother wrote Mom, but I never did. And I feel bad, but he got killed in Normandy. He's like buried, I imagine, in Wamigo. I'd like to find out who it was, because it's August 27th. He went in that same day. But anyway, then we came back. Truman dropped the bomb. We were heading for Japan. But that was a wonderful thing. And, you know, people complain, why did they ever do that? But it seems like I feel guilty. I went to church. One woman said, we should never have done that. And I says, well, that's up to the individual. Oh, Harry Truman, I says, I take my hat off to him. He should have done it again. But, you know, all the lives that saved. If we'd gone, there'd been 1 million people killed. But they said it was around 100 and some thousand, you know, they lost in those bombing. But it had just been 10 times as bad. But then they sent me back home, and I got out in Norfolk, not Norfolk, but Norman, Oklahoma. I got it in December the 5th, 1945. But I was in about 3.5 years, and but we got such a wonderful land, and we've got so much, and we complain about things we shouldn't even complain about. But we've got a wonderful country, though. But
did your Mom write to you?
Yes.
And send you care packages?
I'll show you. I don't know, I'm going to show you this. But my mother.
Okay, we'll get
and
a
that's
picture.
Mother's mother.
Okay, tell us about Harry Craft again.
Huh?
We're showing a picture of Harry Craft right now.
Yeah, you can. Yes. He went in with Bob. My brother Bob.
Bob Gallup. Okay.
Robert Gallup. And he got killed in Okinawa. And that fellow I went in with, he's from Wamigo. And
now, the Craft man got killed in Okinawa, or your brother?
no, the Craft man got killed in Okinawa. My brother, he lost his leg.
Okay.
Yeah. I got it here.
Now, can we show a picture of your mother, too? Eleanor, what was her maiden name?
Smirchik.
Okay, Eleanor Smirchek Gallup.
Yeah.
And when were your folks married?
1917.
And they've always lived on the homestead out north of Blue
Yeah,
Rapids?
the farm right there, yeah. You know where it is.
On the highway.
Yes.
And then the other picture
I
is
got it right here.
Mildred's mother.
Mildred's mother there.
And her name is?
Mildred, you tell her.
What's your mother's name?
Agnes.
And what was her maiden name? Or even her married name?
There's a Polish name. Agnes.
Well, that's terrible. I can't find that. That should be here. It is here.
Killer was your maiden name?
Otto Killer.
Okay.
Married my mom.
Okay, and were you from the Blue Rapids area?
I was from Home City,
Okay, the color's over there then.
Home, Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
And what year did you two get married?
What,
When did you get married?
52 was it, dear?
61, no, 61, November 61.
See I've got all the numbers.
Come in.
Here.
Come on in.
Okay.
This is a picture of Calvin Gallup in the South Pacific in 1943.
Let me get a little closer to the muscles.
Handsome man.
The same 43 thing.
Yeah.
And Bob came home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this one of the twins? No.
Yeah.
It's okay.
They were twins, Harry and Fred.
Fred. Okay.
Yeah, Harry and Fred. Yeah, I remember when yeah,
And he was killed in
Okinawa.
Okinawa.
Uh-huh. A lot of the stuff, you know, you take with a grain of salt, but I remember it so much. It was, like you say, getting terrible storms, and that reminded me of the 107th Psalm. Going to the top of the mountain, coming down the depths of the sea, and you know, it's just, but,
Were you as good at quoting the Bible back then as you are now?
no, and another, I turned my life over to Jesus in December 1943 after we got bombed on LCI 21, LCIG 21. All the times and all, I'd been brought up, and I'd been grounded in it through Sunday school, and the Lord spoke to me that it was in the morning, and I knew I was a sinner, and I wanted to turn. I wanted to give my life to Him. I gave my life to Him. I said, I want to serve You the rest of my life. And boy, I've goofed Him up. But anyway, I turned my life, and it's a wonderful thing, you know, that He's walked with me all those days before, and I knew Him in a way. I knew Him, but I came to Him and asked Him to come in. I was 20 years old. But anyway, all those years. But I'm just thankful that, you know, for that. That's like what brought me around, you know, all the troubles and all. But
So your mother had you and your brother Bob.
and Ralph.
And
Ralph
Ralph?
was the oldest one.
Was he in the service also?
No, he went in the service and he got out because he had his feet. He got 4F.
Okay.
He got out, but he was in the Fort Riley, and that was about 37, 38. I imagine 38 or 39, something like that. And but he
So your mother had
3 boys.
boys that okay, and did she ever talk about how she felt when you boys
Oh
went to
yeah,
the service?
she was. Yeah, she did. She was praying for us. You know, she was just. But I think she knew that it was going to be all right. But no, but we've got such a wonderful country. And here today, people wouldn't stand up. I don't think for their families. You know, your family comes first. If you wouldn't give your life for them, what would you do? You know, but but there are a lot of. But you hear all the bad is the big thing. You don't hear any of the good.
No.
Well,
You know,
that's true.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
yeah,
How did people treat you when you got home?
wonderful. And then I went in Australia. They were wonderful. And the thing when I was in Australia, they brought out these big, they were big round ice cream. You know, they had. I think they were about 10 gallons worth. They were all canvas. And they had all kinds of ice cream stuff. They brought aboard for us and fruits. Oh, I weighed, at that time when I was in Australia, it was 161, but it was in stones. They call it stone something. 7 stone something. I forget what, but it was 161. But anyway, I just had the best time of my life. But the other fellas were going off. They were getting drunk and spending money, you know. And I was just
You sat there and ate ice cream.
and you were ready to wasn't on. Why didn't she tell us? Yeah, well, I says, nobody asked me. But I was living like a king, and they were spending all their money going out and all the whooping up. Yeah.
Do you have stories that you can tell on Bob Gallup?
On Bob Gallup?
Yeah. Now, aren't I right? Isn't he the one that married Dorothy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. He's wonderful, brother. Bob and I were just inseparable, really. We were,
You have an appointment.
Brother Bob married Dorothy.
yeah,
Yeah.
married Dorothy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Ralph married Laurie Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
So some
yeah.
stories about Brother Bob.
Brother Bob, yes, he was he went in April of 44, and he lost his leg. He went in before, but he lost it in Okinawa, and went to Texas at that big center in Texas. You know, his leg. He'd go down there and they'd keep working on it, but he said. Just keep, but the care we got then, you know, but people don't realize what has been given to us. Well, Bob, he was in the army, and
Did they take his leg immediately, or was it?
they blew it clear off.
Did they?
Yeah, but they used to, they keep slicing it off, you know, when it wouldn't, you know.
When
But
he'll
yeah,
ride.
it'd be place they just cut that off. But he had the little bitty stump, but that leg, I tell you, he used to farm with that. He'd get on a tractor, throw that leg over, and he'd off downfield, and he pulled wide open downfield. But he worked, but he was very high strung. He came back, you know. He like me. I never went anywhere for 3, 4, 5 years. I was Asiatic. You know, it changes. It makes a different person of you. But that's what it says. The Lord, you're gonna. I said, either going to accept him or reject him. But
So was he married when he went into the service?
no,
Okay,
no,
so
he
he and Dorothy
was
got
married.
married
He
later.
got married in about 50.
Okay.
Yeah, and no, but we used to. But that kind of broke up. Bob and I farmed together all the time, you know. But then he bought that farm down below. But anyways, anything come up, I always helping him, you know. But and then Ralph, he worked for Bestwall for years. Bestwall, and he worked for Brooks, and.
Brooks is the welding shop.
Yeah, the welding shop. Yeah, yeah, he liked it. No, but one time I remember so much all the terrible things, but going through the Clearwater Panama Canal, we were in the water above. You know, you go through the locks. They push you to go in that water. Went through there at night. And I forget how many ships were, but 222 was ahead of us. And there was a patrol craft, and they hit it. You know, busted right in two, and it went down. And it sunk, and the one fella on there, he was yelling for help, and he went down with it, you know, but because they just, you know, you won't let go. It's just like you get out and get a drowning man. You don't want to get a hold of him because he'll take you down. But anyway, I'll never forget in this song throughout the lifeline, we hit, at ship 222 hit, and they rang general quarters, and here I came up. Boy, there was stuff all around, the searchlights on, and they were all, you know, looking for people, you know, on the ship. And they brought them aboard and all. And position was on the 20 millimeter up front. And that's where the station was. And I had a life preserver there with it. That was this. But anyway, this fellow was he was off the port bow, I imagine 2, 3, maybe 4 degrees. And he was out there just screaming and bubbling, screaming for help and help. And that life preserver, and this is another thing, it's a miracle, the way the Lord works. I could never do it never could do this, but the wind was right, coming out of the opposite way. I picked that through it just as hard, and I sailed, and it didn't miss him 3 feet lit, and he grabbed it. And he came aboard. You know, I never got to meet that man, and I've often wondered if I could have met him, but all that, but we went out and looked for more of them, but anyway, things like that, you know. But he would have liked to have met him. Yeah,
He would have liked to have
met.
met you too.
Huh?
He would have liked
yes,
to have
he
met
would,
you.
But in times like that, you
Yeah.
you do what you do,
Yeah.
and that's it. But it's a wonderful thing, the way there's so much to be thankful for, and you look back, and so much of it forgotten. I'm glad I have. But you know, I don't want. They've asked me in junior high and stuff, but that stuff isn't worth telling those kids. Was, you know, it isn't, because tell them what's good and all, but all that stuff, they'll go through this quick enough without. But it's this wonderful thing is, praise the Lord. And I had wonderful folks. They brought me up in the nurture and the admonition too. I used to get the worst lickings in the back of my legs. I was wanting to learn so much when I was a kid. I wasn't mean, but I would rebel. Dad would tell me something, and I wanted to learn that. And you know, if I could get by with it, I'd sneak over and but boy, when I'd get caught, we had that plum thicket, and he'd break up piece. You know, no begging in the world would get you off. If he broke that stick off,
you were going to get it.
And then the razor strap. Bob buried the dad's razor strap, and we found it several years later. But, yeah.
He buried it.
Yeah, buried it. But he buried it. That won't sting anymore. But we got it. If we didn't use a razor